All right, you guys, back on with another live stream. Please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and let's dive into this video. Got an interesting live today. Want to talk about what's happening over there in Alaska. The glaciers break, causing flooding risks in Alaska, and this shows that the coastal lands will be at a high risk due to these glaciers breaking over into Alaska. So this make me think that the Pacific is on its way from a catastrophic event. Now, these are signs of the judgment of America. When you see the dreadful days of the Lord has now come to America. See, the land of people worship evil. You see robbery, murder, famine, deceits are the only order we see in day in America. See, if there is anything like God of righteousness, if there is anything like a God of truth, should not he put himself up and take an end to such evil that we see that's happening in America? See, today people cannot walk the streets without being subject to themselves to robbery, murder, rape. You see, America is a wicked land. Everyone against the other. So we see America is a wicked land today. And now that Almighty have come to take over. So we see America is in this judgment by these divine pledge of storms we see. But this is as it is written in the Bible. We see they continue their evil ways and did blasphemy to God who had power over these pledges. They hate the name of God. They hate the name of his messengers. But nevertheless, that would not stop the judgment and the destruction of America. See, look at the wicked devil in Alabama. They are against us while we are trying to be at peace. But you see, there's no peace in them. You see, today we haven't done nothing to them. They are against us. That's because of the idea we are Muslims, black people. So the white man have his way of ruling the black people for so long that he thinks that he has power to do so. Why? In reality, the white man have come to an end of his time of power to rule the black people, regardless to allow God retaliation to the white man for his evil act done to the black man. The white man still keeps inviting this retaliation of Allah God. See, the white man must remember that he cannot win today over Allah God and his servants, for he has power. The judgment of America. Judgment have come to you, America, whom to you who seeks to fight against Allah God and against his aim and purpose. Whom to you, America, Allah God has made you blind to his judgment, and therefore you are committing suicide. He has made you blind on purpose to give you the full dose of his wrath. For when a man does not know the danger of fire, then he can just fall headlong into it. America has mistreated the black man for 400 years, and she does not think that there is ever a God who will accept her black slave, we turn on her head the injustice done to her black slave. This is the day and time in which America could benefit from what Allah God has revealed to me and the work that I'm doing among my people, turning them from doing evil into righteousness. As it is written, we see in the Bible. See, Babylon could have been healed, and there was a possible chance for a healing. If she had not gone to extreme by making fun of the God of the Jews and their temple in Jerusalem and belittling the powers of the God of the Jews to retaliate. See, the Bible prophesies of these pledges that would come upon America. And these pledges are falling on America now. And yet she will not repent. You know, you see Alaska is facing landslides, massive of glaciers, which means I told you guys, the coastal lands is going to be in danger. And these pledges are coming on America. And yet you see she will not repent. You see America continue to kill and deprive the black one slave of righteousness and justice. And even though this black one slave wants to go from America, she wants to hold on to him. And America does not want to let her black slave go. See, America holds this black slave as a prey, whom to America her days has arrived. She will not heed the warning. I beg her to let us be separated from her on a little territory and state to ourselves, and to let us be responsible for our own survival, only to get out from under her injustice. But she refused. So it was with Pharaoh, we see, in the time of Moses. See, God went down to Egypt to make Israel and her enemies, the Egyptians, an example for future people, so that this may serve as a sign of what we see going on in America today. You see this fourth great judgment that Allah God promised to destroy America, which are now coming upon her. You see hell, we see the snow, drought, and earthquake. See, you see these glaciers now. The glaciers are now starting to melt. And now we see Alaska is under a very flood risk. Earthquakes is on its way. You feeling the ground shaking. You know, in a lot of areas where most of us live. So you see, Allah God has reserved his treasures of snow and ice, you see, to be used against this wicked country of America in the days of battle and war. See, these are some of Allah God's weapons. The storms that we see going on. The white man of America is not blind and ignorant He had known these prophecies of his doom for a long time before we knew it. See, for the white man translates the Bible, and he knows what he puts in his translation of that, which was written in the Bible. The judgment of America. See, all love and respect of this wicked have gone from them. They do not love each other nor respect each other. They have pulled off their clothes and disgrace themselves. This is also a pledge. See, some of these white people rehearsing the cage days of their fathers. They are not ashamed to do so. You see, they come out with long, straggly hair, as their fathers did in the days of their cage. This is Allah God forcing white man to bear him witness that they really once was the caveman. Yet we see if foolish, unlearned black people follow this white man. It is a shame to pull off their clothes and grow hair down their backs and over their face by misleading this black man and to fall in the ways of the white man, savage cage days. See the white man again telling the world how he had deceived the black man, now making the black man manifest that he's too weak to seek his own. For nearly 40 years, I have been preaching to you, black man in America, that we should accept our own. Instead of the black man going to the decent side of his own, he goes back seeking transitional Africa in the way they did in this jungle life, and the way you see in uncivilized parts of Africa today. They are not using barber tools, sneers, or razors to keep themselves looking identified as a civilized people should look. Black man in America accept the jungle life, thinking that they will get this love of black Africa. But we see black brothers and black sisters wearing these savage dress and hairstyles will not get you to love Africa. The identified people of Africa are neither Muslim or educated Christians. But Africa today does not want this Christianity. Do not think that you would get a home in Africa after this war if you are a Christian. To get a home in Africa after a war, you have to be a Muslim. So we see the judgment of America. She is made manifest. As the Bible and Revelation, she is a cage every unclean and hateful bird. Every unclean and hateful human being. We see America, America, your days have come. Your days has arrived. For the evil done to your black slave. See, America cannot repay that evil with another evil, or trying to tempt this black slave today by offering them your white women. See, that would not help you in this day, but it does condemn you as being a double cross. That you will even offer your black one slave, your girls, your women, to do with them as they please if they will just follow you. See, the judgment of America. See, Babylon could have been healed, but she was not healed. See, America just beginning to experience sorrows, we see, mourning, griefs, and distrust for anger, God, and man. According to both the Holy Quran and the Bible, there will be plenty more of the same. In these two books, we see one can easily find everything foretold that is happening today. The time will grow so terrible, son, that according to the Holy Quran, we see children will become grave hard-head. And according to the Bible, we see great heart failures will become a disease upon the people who have the anger God, the American people. The fourth beast we see in Revelation of John in the Bible, which Daniel described as a very dreadful, we see, well-armed beast who working on that, a death upon the weak, refers to our America. She had no respect, we see, for the poor, the unfortunate. See, Daniel's description of a rib between the teeth of the beast and this reference we see to this ill treatment, we see subjection, we see ruthless behaviors of the devil to our people. This America Latinus is poor with heavy sentences, long prison terms, refuse to let this prisoner go free. This is due to a heartlessness of the lack of compassion for the black man of America. See, this beast, this white man, lies and waits around this black man home and prowl the streets at night and wait for an excuse to wreak his ruthlessness on his poor prey, the black man. If the black man raised a hand to protect and defend himself, you see, he is shot dead and unable to defend himself against these false charges. This beast keeps our people in sorrow and unhappiness by depriving them of equal opportunity. See, the black man rages we see are calculated by white, wicked accountants, preventing the so-called Negro from saving by skyrocketing in the view of the poor, of the price of the necessary of life. See, this white beast persecute, imprison, and kill those who preach freedom and justice for the poor so-called Negro. The white man does not want the so-called Negro to leave America, but this he will do is to divide and spoil of America, the country which he has taken by force of arms and killing the owners, the original Indians, with him. Now, this beast can set up evil to be allies as a god. She discussed good for evil, and she covered the earth with filth, making it fascinating, so that man will bow down and worship evil for good. She has set brothers today against brothers for joy, and then she kills both of them. Whom to America? We see the murders and deceivers of the people. See, the God of justice and truth have pronounced a judgment against you, and by no means will you escape. You have made mockery of him, God, and his people, and his words, the truth. You have been judged and found wrong to the so-called American Negro, the lost and now found members of the real black nation of this earth. Come unite with Allah and me. Go to your own. You won't have to go anywhere if you only unite with your own. Heaven awaits you wherever you may be. You see America surrounded with the judgment of Allah. You see these glaciers are melting. So Job gave us a prophecy. And Job, have you entered into the snow? They never seen these glaciers. And the four great judgments that Almighty God is bringing upon this nation. We see our rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. See, we see them now covering her on all her sides. As the Holy Quran prophesies, curtain her on all her sides. And these judgments we see will push the people into the center of the country. And they realize that is Allah God who is bringing them and their country to another. Now we see Job and the Bible prophesies that Allah God has the snow and ice to use as his weapons. And in the days we see a war and a battle against this wicked. We hear and read in the newspaper today of how great hill, like little mountains of snow, are pushing down from the north. We see not only in the northern states, we see Minnesota, North, South Dakota, Montana, but now there's in a New England state, and there are disasters to be in that area. See, the announcer we see of this disaster of snow in New England state says that there have never been such great quantity of snow. We see all up and down the coast to the Carolinas. See, the rain takes up. where the snow leaves off. And all around these southern borders of America, storms are raging. There are tornadoes and heavy rain, and we see more storms on the way, one right after another. In the north, we see, in the far west, we see, in the east, America is surrounded with the judgment of God. There are earthquakes, and the seas we see is raging. We see the Pacific now is now angry and raging, tossing up great waves as never before. Now, why should these things hit America? Because Revelation teaches why. Now we know the Pacific Oceans are angry and tossing up waves into a fair height that man never seen before. Now I say this again. Why should these things hit America? Because Revelation teach you why. It is because we see America is filled with devils and has such unclean person living in America. This is true. And the hateful birds, every filthy, shameless, wicked person comes there for a haven, where he can do any wickedness he wants to do. And the country opens and welcomes that type of person. As we see, the few little Muslims, Muslim means those who have submitted to the will of Allah and God, how the enemy hates us and seeks to do all this evil he possibly can against us by falsehood. These are not the days of Noah, Lot, Abraham, nor are these the days of Moses. See, these are new times. See, the enemy does not get away in punishing the righteous just because he hates them. Allah, the God of righteousness, is with us, and he just laughs at those who trying to fight against him now. He just laugh at you for trying to fight against him. See, he'll have you crazy. It is true. See, Psalms chapter 2, verse 4 said he was sit in the heaven, and he shall laugh. He'll have you crazy. He has destroyed whole nations with less than the power of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. The Holy Quran has the record of people even being destroyed. See, Allah, God does not have to have something great. He does not have to go to work and get a block of iron or a mountain and throw it on you. He used that which is with you, against you. The force of nature are great weapons, as we see them in play upon America. Storms after storms of snow we see. Ice, glaciers are whirling in from the north and are pushing great drifts that are just covering up everything. See, what can you do if a God like that? Job prophesies that Allah, God, has his weapons store up to use in the days of battle and war with the wicked. He just takes some snow and covering them up. The Holy Quran says that Allah, God, destroyed people with just cold winds. He froze them. Do you think that you can get away with fighting Allah, God? See, no wonder we see the second psalm says that he was sit in the heaven and laugh at those who are trying to fight against him. He will have you crazy. See, it is true. The heads of the governments of the Christian world are confused. And they do not know that they are confused. Why? Because the desire was to confuse us. Now Allah, God, has taken confusion out of us and put it into them. Eat America. Help yourselves to the desert that you have prepared for us. See, you eat it. All praises are due to Allah, came in a person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, who went to Alabama, any states that we go to, pay high price per acre of land. Now, Father Labor has already brought for us. Now he wants to kill us if we act humble and peaceful. We want to buy back some of our own labors. I laugh at some of these things that I hear coming out of Alabama. And not only in Alabama, but in other states and their unions. They do not know the time in which they are living. Allah God is well able to take the country from you and give it to whom he pleases. It is in your Bible. Now read it for yourself. He took the country from the wicked and gave it to whom he pleases, those who will bring people into righteousness. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. Before a great judgment, rain, hail, snow, glaciers, earthquakes, and the confusion in the head of states. We see the four great judgment of America. To be pledged with too much rain, we see will destroy towns and property. See, too much rain will destroy properties and lives. See, too much rain swells the rivers and creeks. And too much rain floods cities and towns. We see large bodies of water at the ocean shore. Lines will be made to swell with unusual high waves, dumping billions of tons of water over the now seashore lines. Rain destroy properties, we see, and kill cattle by drowning them in lowlands. Rain destroy the hiding places of victorious beasts and reptiles, bringing them out, fighting in small towns and people homes and farms. Rain weakens and destroys railroads, we see truck lines, bed, and bridges. See, rain makes the atmosphere too heavy with musa, causing sickness to the people. Rain with rain can bring destruction to towns, cities, bringing germs, causing sickness. It produces unclean water by the swelling of the stream and destroying the pure drinking water used for the health of the people. We see rain is a destructive army with itself. Hailstorms are also a property and life destroyer. We see snow is the most dreaded pledge when it comes in great drifts. We see these glaciers from 5 to 35 feet. It buries your properties and lives. It destroys your highways, your cities, your gravel towns and cities. It put a burden of expense upon the city. It put a burden of expense upon the cities to repair it. We see the cage-ins, or roofs of homes, the cutting off of homes, the cutting off of transportations, isolation areas bring about starvation. And communication is destroyed with the icing of the communication wires. See, snow look pretty because of its clean look. You see, almost everything in nature is beautiful, but it can be turned into death and destruction against man. Snow is prophesied to be one of the weapons that God will use against this wicked America. See in Job 38:22 and 23. Hell also is mentioned in the same two verses, where God plain tells us that he hath preserved it against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war. The Holy Quran also teaches us that God used snow, rain, wind, hail, earthquakes, and fire against former wicked people. Is America any better than the people read about in the history that God destroyed? No, she's not as good. These people was not as wicked as the American people. See, earthquakes can destroy towns, cities instantly. America is in a grip, we see, of a divine judgment. We see she is in this position today of the so called slave, brought to America over 400 years ago and refused to let the slave go free. They only said, my brothers, that you are free, knowing within that you are not able to lead them without anything. But the injustice continued to increase. Now they plan death. So this is God was predicted by the prophet come to the defense of this people, so-called nickel. The last days after they served the enemy for 400 years. The Bible declared to Abraham in Genesis that God will judge the people to whom his people Abraham will be in bondage. This does not mean America. This does not mean Israel. This means the present black people, the members of the black nation who have and are feeling the prophecy. God in the person of Master Falad, Muhammad will not be defeated. See, the more evil, deceiving, tricking, and making false promises to the American so-called only increase America. Divine chastisement, doom. America knows that her troubles, lies, and the mistreatment of the black man, so-called Negro. But she is too wicked to give up tricking this Negro and deceiving him on these false promises. Just cannot stop. The opportunity is to open. She thinks that there is no one to hinder her. But God has chosen us to be his people. He has delight in fighting this enemy, according to the history of the former people. He delights himself by going forth against them when they extended the limit. So it is with America. They must be separate. America will not agree to see the Negro separate from her until she has suffered divine punishment, as Pharaoh suffered. The same things that other evil nations suffered before them is coming upon this people. She seeks to keep the slave robbed of opportunity and wealth. She envies success coming to an American Negro free slaves. She charged them high prices to keep them down. She deceived them through a few of what we call Uncle Toms in the political circle, class, and all professional classes. She offered them little favoritism to help her work against their own people, the black people. But they too will suffer along with the enemy of justice for the poor so-called Negro. They must be separate. See, envy, hatred are going between the two people. See, regardless of their preaching of social integration, the truth must come. What is better than the program you find I have written you two blacks and whites cannot get along in peace? Since you never have gotten along in peace, do you know why the white America does not like to talk with you about separation? And why he calls separation under two people the wrong solution for peace between the people? He knows that it's promised and that God will do it. Then why do they not agree to separate themselves from you and me and we from them? Why are the black man and white man all over the earth now in disagreement with each other to live in peace? Do you know why? Oh, foolish American so-called Negro, seek some of this earth that you can call your own, to live on in peace. Unite and ask the government for a portion of America. This is what we need. Somewhere to live to ourselves and let this white man live to himself. The two people are not brothers. They are alien to each other. See, God did not make them brothers to each other. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, to learn this and learn it quickly. Fly for your life to the refuge of Allah and come follow me. America lands we see is being divinely curtained. We see the Holy Quran, Surah 13:41. See, they not that we are visiting this land and curtain it of its size. Allah God pronounced a doom, and there is no weak pillar of its decreed. He is strict and calling to account. Black man America, there is no one as blind as you are and seeing what is going on today against America. See, I have warned you for nearly 40 years that Allah God and the personal master of Allah Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth, and I've been preaching it to you continually. Now you see what is going on. As America has done, so now is being done into her. See, America has surrounded the country of the people. She had blown the cities to pieces. She had killed the inhabitants, those who was left alive. She put to flight, running from shelter, from destruction by American might. You see, it's very sad and horrible to look at the things that America has done, which are now coming on this country. See, for many years, we see centuries of years, America had lived a luxurious, wicked life while hating her black slave and depriving them of justice. See, shooting them down on the streets, on the highways, in the woods and fields for nothing. She did it just because she felt now that she had the advantage. And she wanted to kill black people, as she was made to do. See, the Bible, Psalms, chapter 10, verse 8. He sat in a lurching place of the village, in a secret place. Do he murder the innocents? His eyes are set against the poor. James 5:6 says, you have murdered the innocent who is not opposing you. We see up into this very minute, he is seeking to destroy the black man America and to deprive him of freedom to do for self. America never desired a departure of the black slave and his white slave master. America wished only to hold this black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil. We see Pharaoh hatred and injustice to Israel and Egypt in the time of Moses to serve America as a warning, but she had fallen headlong into the destruction of Allah God. America runs to and fro, seeing way out. She does not try to justify her black slave for justice and equality amongst the nations of earth. America made us into nothing, and she used us to mock us before the nations of the earth. But a God with unlimited wisdom, knowledge, power, now befriending the black slave. He has chosen the black slave to be his people. But the foolish we see, black people have yet to come to this knowledge that Allah God is their best friend, and that he is here to save them from the destruction of a people who have shown evil and hatred to us all our life. America divides us one against the other. The black man in America is so divided against each other that you seek all the time to do evil against each other. You cannot even befriend them unless they take advantage of it. So they call you a fool for trying to befriend them, as it was with us by Midway Technical Schools. See, Midway Technical Schools came to us for help, and we gave them that help to keep them from falling. See, it cost us $30 $100,000 to set them free of the back rents and other bills that they had. See, take a look at how they turn on us for the purpose of wrecking all of their beautiful business set up for them and others to enjoy on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. We see this fall of America foretold separation is the answer. We see Surah 81, 6, 7, and 12. And when the cities are set on fire, and when mans are united, and when hell is kindled. See, the folding up we see is the title taken from the first verse of that chapter in which the above verses are found. When the sun is folded up, the Holy Quran, Surah 81, verse 1, prophesies the folding up of a recorded work, a record of what people have done as used will no longer be necessary. So the folding up is when the sun goes into a high perplexity, when the sun gets all its nutrition, when you see the plasma, when you be at a high corona massacre ejection, that means you're going to get a perplexity from the sun. You're going to have these sunspots. Oh, brothers and sisters, there's going to be a day where America's satellites, her electric grid and internet. So you're going to get to a time that it's going to be a blackouts. Blackouts will happen. Now, this chapter refers to what take place in this resurrection time. See, one party is recorded as the beginning, while the other parties discontinued it. We see this clearly being made manifest today. War caused the destruction of civilizations. War destroys cities and towns of a nation. The chapter 81 of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. See, the sun and stars and mountains and camels and wild animals all mentioned in the first 4 verses of this chapter, and on that without. The coming of God refers to by the prophet is unite a people who have been divided against self by their enemies. Choose these people for building a better world. The Bible revelation refers to the destruction of the beast and its chief instructor, the dragon. The name beast given here is not referred to 4-foot animals, but to a people who is like that of a savage beast. The theologians, most of them from the time of Martin Luther, who I think was the author of these terms, beasts, dragons, especially the late Pastor Russell and Judge Rutherford, founder of Jehovah's Witness sect, takes the term the dragon to refer to the Pope of Rome, see, the father of the Christian church and the Christian religion. See, this is the first time since we have been lost in this part of the earth that we want to unite the black nation of the earth into one under guidance, a God who is now present. Why should a master continue to deceive the slave? He teaches the slave that he is a free citizen with equality. Why do slave masters want to hold them for hostage? Pray. See, you do not need them. Your machines do the labor that the slave used to do. Why not let them go? You want to go to war against Allah and the freedom that Allah came to do for you, slave? Before you, Pharaoh had that same idea. He did not want Israel to go free in the land to themselves. Pharaoh lost the war against Allah and was drowned in the Red Sea. The loser of this war will land in a lake of fire, not water. If white America wants to free a slave, we see she can easily do so. See, this will be simpler and easier than what she is doing today, killing and provoking them through police force, National Guards, and finally the U.S. Army, as we see in Detroit, Michigan, D.C., America actions show us two things. We see, firstly, she wishes to cause fear among so-called with a display of many deadly weapons. But Allah is removing the fear. Secondly, she fears to approach armed slaves unless she is armed. See, this had been a historical relation between this white man and the slaves. The white man seeks the leadership of the so-called to help him keep the dissatisfied slaves subject to him without complaint about injustice. The white man said, "Nigga, you should be happy. You are better off than many of your black kind with a job." See, the white slave master brought our fathers here to do the slave works. You see, our free laborers have made this white slave master richer than their brother Europeans. Now, my brothers and sisters, do their offers enter this land that they took from the native Indians? The 22 million so-called Negro should be seeking some of this earth on which to live and build an independent nation out of itself. The white slave master only offers a job. You see, Allah God has come, and the person of Master Falad Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, to free us. The Negro slave must be free. This is the meaning of the resurrection. Allah God has says to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they intend to free the American so-called Negro at any price. For 400 years, you slave masters have been killing the so-called Negro without receiving any resistance, regardless of his peaceful way with you. See, we the Muslims have tried to live here in peace. In America, there is not a single incident in our 36 years of history where we have ever made an aggressive move against you, but you have attacked us several times. We have proved to the world that you are impossible to live with in peace. You have condemned and killed the just and he who do not resist you. James 5:6. You have destroyed many towns, cities, and people. As you have divided the so-called one against the other. So Allah should divide you and your brethren. As you have done to others, so shall be done to you. The Bible. And when the cities are set on fire, this is a sign of the end of you as a power. See, the house is doomed to fall. Today, we cannot deny this fact that the Christian West is responsible for this universal corruption in the land and sea. From the same corruption that the hands have made come their doom. The Christian preach that which they do not do and cannot do, as love your neighbor. I have yet to meet one who loves his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. They even fight against each other. You see, rob and kill each other, but yet represent themselves as world peacemakers. With whom? See, the great deceivers of the world will reap what they have sown. Have they not corrupted many people and nations under good, peaceful, loving Christians? See, the Christian West is full of the worst crimes we see practicing evil to the fullest and seeking to practice them on other nations as well. The universal temper are ever parading, you see, before the world. They both have new girls and women. They are before your eyes, you see, in almost everything. Murdering, gambling, robbery, drunkenness, drug, adultery, lying. You see, there's hardly any end to it. The lands and seas are filled with deadly weapons of wars. You see, the islands of the seas are filled with corruptions for all other nations of earth, for they are proud and boastful, and are now hated and despised it according to their wishes. The religion of Christianity is a curse to us, the black man, and is full of these slavery teachings. They have poisoned the Bible with their adding to and taken from the truth. Now their doom is in sight. It is their own work. They command the sea with their powerful navies, parking them off the shore of the nations. They secure the air bases on their sword to place their deadly bombs carrying planes within easy striking distance of those whom they fear to be their enemies. Is this not the easy way to make an enemy? Is this the act of a real Christian? The follower of Jesus, when they preached, came for the peace of mankind and to teach the shaking of the sword and then turn the other cheek? Now, where is the good Christian amongst this race? See, they love men and other people's affairs. See, they are never fight a war. If it matters not with whom or where, but yet crying peace, peace, with every deadly weapon of war to provoke other nations to war. So now God of peace and justice deal with you and your troublemaking as he did with those before you. I warn every one of you, my people, fly to Allah with me for refuge. As I warn you, the judgment of this world has arrived. Get out of the slave-making Christianity to the right religion, Islam. See, the house you are in shall surely fall and never rise again. See, destruction and fall of the world that we have known is now without a doubt and process. When we refer to the world, we are referring to the world of the white man. For the world of the black man have yet to come in. The world of the black man by divine guidance is now emerging in on the old world of the right race. This makes the fall of the world of the white man to come. Here in America, we cannot see nothing but this fall of America. It's no secret. It is obvious to the eyes that are open today. If you want to close your eyes and minds and claim that we do not see and understand, then we will just be falling ourselves. This refusal to see is foolhardy, regardless to how we may desire to see this old world stands. We do not have the power to starve off the destruction that caused the world of the white man to fall. Destruction and power that is bringing about this fall of the world of the white man is coming from Allah God. In the past history of the world of the white man, there never was a time of destruction of his world like the present time. It is useless for you to try to prevent this fall of the white man's world. There is no checking it. So the right race has not tried to do the right thing. See, justice. See, the doing of justice would have checked her fall. The Bible, Jeremiah. But America was never willing, even at this hour, she is not willing to do justice by those who she had mistreated. She had dealt injustice to a black born slave for nearly 500 years that she had been in the Western hemisphere. America have constantly burdened the poor black slave with every evil that she can imagine. For evil scientists who have invented more and more evil practice and not been able to invent any more evil than that which they have already put out. See, day and night, without a let up, the white man mistreat the poor black slave. And now since heaven, the God of peace, justice, and freedom and equality have come to this black slave. See, the white man is trying to make everyone that recognizes the truth deviate from it. So the white man says, do not accept it now. He makes this black man hypocrite against his own starvation. So the white man chose the one who had not as yet accepted the truth of their starvation. And he promised them that which he will never be able to fulfill. America is falling. She is now losing the power and authority that she was enjoying in foreign lands. See, her fall is very visible. Wherever her authorities have been exercised, the people are now crying out in one voice, leave us. Leave us. America, go home to America. Citizens of the country are telling American citizens, leave us. America no longer have friends. America and England deposited little brother Israel on foreign soil. The Palestinians, which is Arab land. They deprived the Arabs of their own land and sent them. This injustice we see against the Arabs is now causing America the power and authority that she had once exercised in the East. Now she is on her way out of the Near East. And this means bloodshed and plenty of it. In the Near East, they're saying navies, which are neither American nor British, they are there to drive America out. See, the skies over there are beginning to thicken with foraging planes, carrying deadly weapons, guns, and bombs. They will not be satisfied as long as Israel is in Palestine. See, the war has come to a bursting point. We are in a troubled world. See, we are in a world that is now erupting. Black man was once a slave in America. See, you have a way of escape. The way out is now your own term. It is on the condition that you submit to Allah, God, and come follow me. This is the only way out. I am the door, and I have the keys to your salvation. Reject it and die. See, we are in a world that is falling. It will soon be going up in flame. See, Germany, the Cold War we see between the East and West will soon erupt into a hot war. It will never be settled in peace. See, East and West, Germany must and will fight it out with all the deadly weapons that the war scientists has planted and perfect for the final showdown. We do not have to worry too much about whether or not America is coming out of Asia. Certainly America is coming out of Asia. See, the odds are against us staying there. But I warn you, my black people, my black brothers and sisters here in America, that while she is on the way home, we the black people are standing in the crossfire. Only hope that we have is to fly to our refuge and Allah God. Look at what is going on to the south of us. Look at the many hijack, stick up of planes. See, America's afraid to put a stop to the hijack. For she knows that she's going to run into more than she expects. Who have thought that the big power of America would suffer such disgrace in this day and time? This is to teach you and me, black brothers, that the great power of America is becoming weak. She is falling. I said, black brothers and sisters, join to your own kind. Come follow me. For the world that you and I have known will soon be known more. See, this is the days of America downfall. See, these are the days of her life. America manifests the fall. And she witnessed her fall has come. Now, Allah manifests this fall of America. He desired to make America fall as a warning to her brothers in Europe. See, white America and Germany, Allah has taught me, are the most wicked of the right race. We see the wicked deeds that have been performed and are still being performed today by white Americans upon the so-called Negro. The slaves are the worst and annal of history. They have been clever enough in their wickedness to make the so-called Negro slave love them, though they are the open enemies and murderers. See, Allah and the person of Master Falad Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, now judges the American whites and is causing America fall and total destruction. Egypt under Pharaoh is an example for fulfilling the signs and other prophecies of the doom of this people as foretold by the prophet from Noah to Jesus. Moses and Jesus are the most outstanding prophet in the history of the Caucasian race for the past 4,000 years. There are several others contemporaries, but Moses and Jesus are the major prophets of this right race history. The whole of the civilized world today, as prophesied in Isaiah, is against this white man of America. Allah hates this wicked America whites and threatened to remove them from the face of this earth. Since white Americans and the white race in general have deceived the entire world of black people and their brethren, brown, red, and yellow. Allah now is calling these people to wake up and see this right race as it really is, to create an enemy of the darker people. As we see today, there is a general awakening of the dark people to the knowledge of self and the knowledge of their age-old 6,000-year enemy all over the earth. The American white race cannot sincerely give the so-called nigger, the slave, a square deal. She only desire to deceive them. You see, today, white America is trying against her will. Here, the so-called civil rights, which is against their very nature and will of the right race. For the first time since this black man has been here, America falsely offered him social equality with certain parts of the country. This social equality consists mostly of permitting this American black race to mix openly with the white man and his women's, the devils. The actual idea, however, is to grant the so-called Negroes social equality amongst the lower class of whites. This is done so that the scriptures wherein they prophesy that the white man tempts and corrupts the so-called Negro with his woman might be fulfilled. God has taught me that the right race was grafted unlike and being unlike. It is able to attract the black man and black woman, getting them to do all evil known to the right race. One of the prophets of the Bible prophesied it in regard to America as the morning stars aboard upon the mountains. See, a great and strong people sat and bowed away. Joel chapter 2, verse 2. This is the setting of the nation for a showdown to determine who will live on earth. The survivor is to build a nation of peace, to rule the people of the earth forever under the guidance of Almighty God Allah. With the nation setting forth for a final war at this time, God plead for his people, the inheritors of the earth, the so-called Negro. The so-called Negro is the prey of the white man of America, being held firmly in the white man's powers, along with 2 million Indians who must be redeemed at this time, and will be if the so-called Negro turn to his Redeemer. The problem of the American black man is his unwillingness to be separated from his 400-year-old enemy. The problem, therefore, is harder to solve, especially with the enemy trying to fascinate the Negro with his lower class girl and woman, arraying them partly nude before the Negro in every public news, media, cheap, daily, newspaper, magazine, radio, TV, and the Negro is quick to intimidate. The problem between these two people is separation, the so-called Negro, so that they may be accepted and respected as equal or superior to other nations must be solved. This is God's promise to the so-called Negro, the lost and found members of the original black nation of the earth. This promise was made through the mouth of his prophets, the Bible. And Quran that he would separate us from our enemies and identify and make us the master after this wicked race has been judged and destroyed it for his own evil. But as I said, the solving of this problem, which means the redemption of a nigger, is hard to do since he loved his enemy. See the Bible, Deuteronomy, Psalms, Isaiah, Matthew 25:32, Revelation 14. The manifestation of Allah and the judgment between the so-called enemy of God and the nation of Islam will make the so-called nigger see and know his enemy, himself, his people, his God, and his religion. We hear the statements in the black educational, political, and Christian class which express their love for the white man, probably asking to be his brother and not his brother-in-law. Now this class wants to make it clear to the world, like they really love the white race and not the black race. This means that they want to be white instead of black. See, the devil has made them hate black, to reject the thought of black ever being a ruler or equal with the rulers. They act boldly from inferiority, not only for themselves, but for their people. They want to assert themselves and their kind, especially the so-called American Negro, and to erase the white people without ending the black race. It is just the opposite with Allah, God, myself, and my fathers. We want out completely. We want no claim to kinship with a people who by nature are not our kin. Read from Genesis to Revelation in the Bible, and from Surah chapter 2 to Surah 114 of the Holy Quran. By no means are the so-called nigger and the white kin. God did not create them brothers, nor did he create them to ever become brothers. See, one today is creating enemy against the other. And since the righteous are more powerful than the wicked, Allah, the God of righteousness, has set a time of reckoning for enemy, the white man. Separation. We want separation. We want a home on this earth we can't call home. We want to go for self and lead the enemy who have been sentenced to death by Allah. Revelation 20:10-14, from the day he was created. See this subject in the Bible and Quran. No one, white, black, brown, red, yellow, can prove to me by any scriptures of Allah God, by one of the prophets of Allah God, that we should not be separated from the right race, that we should believe and follow the religion dictate, shaped, and formed by the right race theology. The coming of Allah and the judgment of this wicked world is made clear by the prophet saying of the prophet, the so-called reverend, and the proud intellectual class are doomed to destruction with the enemy if they remain with him instead of join in to Allah, who loved them and who will deliver them in the nation of Islam. The so-called Negro masses must be warned of the great mistake that they make in following the leaderships of those who love and befriend their murderers. This will not get them freedom or civil rights. America is falling. Her doom hath come, and none said the prophet shall help her in her days of her downfall. And the Bible, God plead with you to fly out of her. America seek refuge in him. Revelation 18, verse 4. It will certainly change your mind about fallen and doomed people who hate you and your kind, and will call one who teach the truth about them a hater. See, they are the producer of hate of us. We are with God, the righteous. The days of trouble have now come to us from Almighty God Allah, the God who is the real owner of the heavens and earth. Allah, God, created himself a heaven, and then he let it out to a forging right race, for them to enjoy themselves in it for a while. They have proved it unworthy of such glorious creation. And now the God who is the owner of this heaven and earth is ready to take over and rule it for himself. Never no more, and I mean never no more, will the earth nor the heavens of earth be let out to none owners. It's a great wisdom taught to us, and let new creatures, right race, try their knowledge of mastering that which they was not made to master, which we knew when we made them, that they would not be able to master the original creation for long. For as long as we, the black people, are of the planet, there is no new creatures that can be put in order for ruling that which we already have, and we are in it. It is such a wise piece of work that has been done. The wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the originator of this creation is just. There is no comparison anywhere to make. There is no such thing that the originator can put the planet aside, out of the hole, and let someone else take over. This race, the right race, has not been successful in ruling according to their will and according to her will owner. For the right race have to use the original materials that himself has created. There is nothing of which this white man can call himself the creator. So therefore, since the white man continued to make trouble, which by nature he was made to do, we do not see any way out of trying to live with the white man in peace. The nature of the white man is ever causing unrest amongst himself and amongst us too. The white man just cannot make peace for himself because of his nature. They, God has decided that we, the black people, cannot get along with the white man in peace, and that the white man must be removed. The white race wants to remove us, the black people, but in order for the white man to remove us, the black man, he have to remove the whole entire heavens and make the heaven and void anything like life. And then from a void, we have to just start all over again and create life. For the life and the universe is life that we, the black people, have established it. Therefore, to get away from our own life, which was created by the black man so that a new life come in, we will have to rid the space of life, which belongs to us, the black man. And when the space was rid of life, that we, the black people, have created, another one will have to create life of its own making. We, the poor black people here in America, must be trained into a new and different people altogether. So allow God, to whom praise are due forever, taught me, but not a complete make of us. We will be renewed from what we are now. We call it a new thing. There will come a day when we, black people, will have a complete new thing from man and earth and heaven above us. But according to the scientists, God will cause this to go into a new thing, not a complete destruction of the old, where there is no root to grow something from, and at this time. The thing that Allah God would like to do now and will do is to destroy the works of the devil, as the devil would like to destroy God's creation, but God has created. The devil cannot destroy God's creation because the devil has no part in the creation of the first creation. And since this devil has no part in the first creation, this makes the devil unable to lay hold to the power that will destroy the first work of God. The main thing, brothers and sisters, which I keep mentioning enough to make you disgusted, something for this black man in America who has spent his life long in sleeping, in ignorancy, of the knowledge of that which he is in. But as soon as this black man can awaken to the knowledge of this that he is in, then he can lay hold to that which he did not have knowledge of, which is that the black man is the creator of the first creation. God wants to put the black man back into power. And the way the black man can be put back into power is that Allah has to make this black man all over again to master the power after giving the black man the authorities. See, look at the poor, once full, peaceful black man in America. Look how he strives. to reach for himself. And now he's making a fast progress in that which God leaves for him to understand. See, the black man conversation is changed. See, the black man way of thinking is changed. His astral physical form is changed. It's a great thing to have come to this black man America. The black man America is getting happier and happier. It's now hard for this black man America to get rich. He's getting rich from his own wisdom. No one have given him anything. As the Bible teach you of the Son. See, no one gave into him. But he's getting rich so fast that God chose the Son to become the head of the house that he had to stray away from. The future of the black man is so beautiful that we can hardly comprehend it. See, the biggest things that stand before us is qualification and readiness. Let us get qualified to master the house that God has given to us before someone tried to rob us of that master in the house. If they rob us of the master in the house, I'm sorry for us. I said to you, black brothers and black sisters, do not be foolish. See, the kingdom of heaven will be given to you and to me. Have patience to receive it. But to get the house into our service is like a mother giving birth to a baby. Baby must matron that which he is in, as the baby matron the womb of the mother in order to be born. So the black man must mature to be born into a new world that the black man must build himself. See, these are the days of trouble, pledged by God. White America is doomed. With the end of the rule of the white race or the black people or the earth, face to face, we have to deal with each other according to the actual facts, which between the two nations, black and white, we keep this thing real. With the nation now, and with the nature and desires of the white race to continue their rule and suggestion of the darker people, even though the white man recognized these facts, he will continue to try to hold on into his rule. His suggestion, his thinking, what he has inquired under such rule. This is what Pharaoh did. See, Pharaoh will continue to hold on into his power. See, Pharaoh will continue to hold on into their political. Till once they seen that God was working through Moses and Aaron. So once they seen all the 9 signs, you see, this will happen with America. She will hold on to her suggestion, his thinking what he has inquired under such rule, that which is his. You see, he cannot give up the prey, his concessions, the merchandise which he has stole, which he had exploited out from under the nose and eyes of the real owners, black man. You see, today he is willing to shed the blood of his own people and of that of others to hold into that which he called his legal possessions. Spirit rose and a black man says, know that the continent and what is on and under its surface belong to him and his people, black nation. This is why God is coming in this time. See, the spirit we see and knowledge is now not only confined to Africa and Asia, the black, brown, and yellow people, but it actually is now arising an American so-called Negro, the true lost and found brothers of the black men throughout the earth, whether it be Africa or Asia. He is the brothers of them all. It is desire of the right race to continue to hold power and authority over Black Africa where it is elsewhere. They would just have to give it up. See, America would just have to give it up. I'm gonna keep it real. To all my 20, you know what I mean? To all my 23 people that's watching, I'm gonna keep it real. America would just have to give it up. They must have to pack up sooner or later. Just think, over 8,000 years, these people was in power. Just think about it now. We ain't gonna cry. We ain't gonna bitch. But I'm gonna tell you the things that's coming on her lands because she got so much blood and is responsible of innocent blood she shed. So it says they would just have to give it up. See, England, Germany, and Italy and France, and especially England, France, and Stelton, Germany, seems to be diehards. So the white man will be acting wisely if they will realize that one day, sooner or later, they must pack up and leave. Wherefore, I quote, the Bible prophesies concerning separation of nations again today as it was before. Every man must go to his own. Do you see that flood that happened in Wisconsin, Milwaukee? God is pushing the people out into the center. They ain't seen nothing yet. Now, do you think that FEMA is aware of this? I mean, it's flooding and it's flooding entirely throughout her cities. Too much rain we see is destroying the railroads. Too much rain destroying the bridges. You see, too much rain. We're being reptiles out to fight in people's homes. See, rain is a destructive army itself. Hailstorms are mentioned. See, God has kept this in the time for the days of battle and the days of war against this wicked white America. Now, we keep it real. See, this is clear and most direct justice that God and man could agree upon. So the white man cannot live in luxury unless he has the black man in his place of possession and suggestion to his will. But as I repeatedly says in this paper and all of my writings, you cannot make God and his prophet liars. Nor can we reverse the time of the prediction in which these things would take place. The time have come. We don't have to wait, brothers and sisters. I keep telling y'all don't listen. This ain't 50, 30, 25 years, 20 years from now. Nor is it 15, 10 years from now. Fall could be within a few days. Don't you see what's going on? Don't you see the build up here? Don't you see the build up? Earthquakes is on its way. Jesus prophesied that you see earthquakes in various places. The end is near. So this is nothing but justice that we have possession where it's our own. See, you see, the white man is conscious today of the fact that he had deceived the black man of the knowledge of the black man and his possessions. See, the white man is conscious and fears today because they know their time is here. See, it don't take you to have to get no science degree to be an astronomer. See, Jesus didn't have no degrees. He had no letters was learned. No letters was learned. But they want to be first to show you their letters and degrees. You know what I have? I got a college AA degree. I got a BA. I got an MA. I got a DD. Now Isaiah the prophet said you gotta be ready of these doctrines of divinity. Because DD means dogs, talking about preachers, greedy dogs that never get enough. He's whooping us. And I'm putting myself right in it. Although I don't belong in it, but I'm going in it. To those that are comfortable, that are in it. But you see, I was foolish too. You see? You see, it had been thou far that God had been pleasure in America, day and night. But we see today the white man is conscious of the fact that he has need the black man, of the knowledge of the black man and his possessions. But that particular authority was given divinely temporarily, but by the same divinity is now being taken by the white race. So the white race is facing doom because she will not act according to justice and righteousness, which was not by nature put in her. But this is known, and her race is frightened concerning her future, as we see here in America. Don't hate me, don't shoot the messenger. But the hour has come. So the white man recognized his coming doom, and many of them were to die here than go elsewhere outside of America to try to defend what they call their own independent sovereignty. See, some have poured gasoline over themselves and committed suicide by setting themselves on fire. This is a very new and open act of where people want every other people we see, black, brown, yellow, red, on earth, to fight their war and save their independence. See, a ruthless and brutal people like America, England and Germany should be ashamed in this modern time to look for these people whom they have robbed it, killed it, murdered it, and brought under suggestion by force to think that today they should be so soundly asleep that they ignore the time and authority that they can unite as Europeans have been doing against black Africa and brown and yellow Asia. As the book says to the right race, as thou hast done, so shall it be done to you. To the white man must return to Europe and concentrate on that continent for his future, else concentrate on his death instead of his life, for they can no longer rule the black man. The black man now knows where his home is. He's now rising up to take possession of that which is his. You see, America doomed fear. See, Allah and the person of Master Fard Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, for finding and offering us to sit us in heaven at once, our submission to him entirely. Fear the doom of America that is now cutting her to pieces. Prophecy teach us that her doom will come in one day. Death, mourning, king in one day. One day means 1 year. Even after that, she should be burned with fire. Divine prophecy is that America will suffer isolation for the nations of this earth. The revelation of John, we see the Bible prophesies of America doom. So America is spoken of under the savage names of a beast and dragon who oppose the messenger of God, and all those who seeks to follow him. See, beast, dragon are the names used to represent America because of their nature and their characteristics. And these people, see, evil and haters of his black one slaves. The beast or dragon trails woman seeking to destroy the messengers in the falls, the new convert. See, in Revelation 12, verse 2, there was a woman that was carrying that newborn, and that newborn was to make his presence felt, to be among God's people in this time. You see, the messenger of Allah is referred to as the woman with a newborn baby, with a vigorous beast like enemy trails her, the messenger of God, everywhere that he goes. This beast does this to prevent the messengers and followers from making progress and making friends with his own black people who will help the messenger to convert and unite his black people, not only the United States of America, but the whole world of the black nation. To unite and fly out of our enemies who seek to destroy and kill you and me night and day does not just mean leaving America, but it means also to lead the ideologically in all that America represents. And the nation, Europe and Asia stood a far way off for fear of a burning USA, for fear of a divine pledge. To you, my black people, the end is now. Who said that you are going any place? Heaven and hell are both a conditional life. There are now places. Should the devil make hell for you? God in the person of Master Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, makes heaven for you and me. America has in her own doom. The ultimate aim of this world to show the wisdom of God's mighty powers. So we see when it comes to America has in her own doom, we see the ultimate of this world should be known to everyone, especially the righteous. We are classified, the righteous, as being the people who belong to the right God. To the God of righteousness, truth, freedom, justice, and equality of the nations of righteousness. Today, we see the so-called American Negro must be resurrected and make to know, understand the faint of anyone who will follow or be deceived by the arch deceivers. The strongest, most powerful weapons the arch deceiver have at their disposal is to deceive the world of righteousness. See, the nation of Islam, they do not stop at the common, ignorant Muslims, but also for the scholars and scientists of Islam, who should be aware of their trickery and deceits. See, we are in a world, brothers and sisters, that is passing out of existence. And she is putting up a fight war to destroy the nation of righteousness. Be aware to try to oppose the success of God's truth only hastens the doom and falsehood of his teachers. The world even makes its first attack on the world of righteousness, thereby clearly showing herself as being an enemy of righteousness. When she thinks that she has built up a strong enough force to attack the righteous, she does so, which I have said before, has her own doom. See, falsehood cannot be victorious over the truth in the days of truth. See, the resurrection is a day of truth. The resurrection is a day of truth as it trump over falsehood. The arch deceivers force war against themselves. The ultimate aim is to do as the people always have done, to try to destroy the preachers of truth and those who believe and follow him. See, this was the aim of Cain when he slayed his brother, Abel, and the aim of the dragon when he sought to destroy the woman, the messenger, as it is written, Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. The lost found members of that nation should be taught to know the ultimate aim of this world. God have visited them and have prepared a teacher in myself to teach them, thereby making it easy for them to understand and recognize this world and the secret ultimate aim. It is even given in the Bible, Revelation 12:9. There it speaks of the members belonging to the righteous nation and shows that through deceits, Satan calls them to become as himself against his truth, peace, justice, safety, security, one who enjoy if he only was not deceived. under deceits. We see the weak minded who have no understanding or knowledge of the art deceivers. The devil, Satan, are made prey in the hands of the art deceivers. This will bring about war as a showdown between the God of righteousness and the God of unrighteousness, the devil. It already has begun. God must fulfill his promise to show himself as God over all the power of heaven and earth, and man on earth, as it is written, Thessalonians chapter 2:9. He comes after working of Satan. See, Satan has been given the power, knowledge, and authority to deceive as many as he could before the appearance of God or the universal manifestation of the presence of God. He was given this power in the beginning, according to chapter 2 and 7 of the Holy Quran, and according to the Bible. Genesis 1:26, Revelation 6:4 and 8. We see Revelation 12:3 and 4. We have known all our life that the devil was a great deceiver, an enemy of God, and that he wished to be the victorious with his knowledge of superior art and deceiving the people of God. He desired to cast them down, disgrace them, make them accept his deceits before the very face of God and the general resurrection of the dead. So-called American, as I have repeatedly taught in my article, sermons, and lecture to my people, are spiritually dead. They have been touched and paralyzed to death by this art deceiver through his missionary teachings, his literatures, his personal conversations, and by accepting his advice. God has given to me a very strong truth that will defend, protect, and prevent you from falling victims to the art deceiver. Read these and treasure them, they are your life. Ignore them, it is your death. The days of trouble, the great days, the terrible days of God. We must not forget how we are warned by prophecy for 100 years and for 1,000 years that the end must come to his world. The ruler of this world must be removed. The crown must be taken off and placed upon another head. And they will rule in justice and righteousness. The people of this world have now become so wicked and so fearful of the consequences of their own rule until it has almost thoughtless vision is gone, and the fearfulness has taken hold of the people. So we see today the people have become so wicked and fearful of these consequences of rule until it has almost thoughtless vision is gone. It has see the ruler of this world has become so brave, and now they are living fearful of the consequences which has come to these people. See, their heads is going to unfold to the nation of earth to find a way of peace between their heads of nation. A great time we see, a terrible time, a terrible time. See, the hearts of the people are beginning to weaken and to fail because of what is going on, what they see is coming. America and the people have lived so rich and so joyfully. And wickedness we see, murder, robbery, and hatred of one another until they have hardened their hearts so much that they make to think that they can make friends and live with those upon whom they have no mercy. You see, they crushed all the weak nation of the earth with their power and brought them into the clutches of slavery. They forced all other nations to bow. They pushed their borders around the earth as the kings did in their day and time. But in those days, think over, we see England made that same boast. See, England used to boast that the sun did not set on her empire Take a look at England today. There is no British Empire for the sun, a moon to set on. See, this morning we see May 30, 1972. The radio news announcer says that they found mines in the Chicago River. This make it all together more frightening. If a mine should blow a ship up in the city limits, see, it will be dangerous to the life of people. Just think over this. The Chicago runs to the downtown section of Chicago, Illinois. See, no one wants to frighten the people more. But the frightening people sometimes does good. See, the great days we see, the terrible days. People are just being shot down on the streets, right in their homes, or while walking the streets. They are blown down as though their life are nothing. The great days, the terrible days. American people have been here, according to history, since a few years after Columbus, the explorer. She conquered the Red Indians, the original owners of the land, whom she found here and took it for a home for herself and kind. She has continued conquering until her conquering powers have gone around the earth, affecting every civilized nation submission to her will. She was successful in forcing other people to bow to her will, whether they like it or not. Now it is the hands of God which is after America to force her to submission, a hand from which we have no defense, as it is written and prophesied in the Bible under the name of Babylon. Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I'm against you, O destroying mountain, said the Lord, which destroy all the earth. I will stretch out my hands upon you and roll you down from the rock. I will make you a burnt mountain. Jeremiah 51:53 says, though Babylon shall mount up to heaven, and though she shall fortify the heights of her strength, yet from me shall spoils come into her, said the Lord. America is under a destruction similar to that of ancient Babylon. In the Bible, Jeremiah, Isaiah, and Revelation, John prophesies concerning her. Babylon, they're mentioned, is a future Babylon and not Babylon of the past. America have enslaved all the so-called Negro, and their evil mistreatment of them is similar to ancient Babylon enslavement and mistreatment of the Jews according to the scriptures. It took the hands of God to bring the kings of Babylon and his people into submission to the power of God. He brought the surrounding kings and their power against ancient Babylon, and they primed the heights of her glory. The handwriting on the wall, casting down, and his fathers, into the fierce furnace, making drunk the people, God, with a strong wine, and then mocking them. So has America done to so-called Negro. America makes him drunk with wine, whiskey, and beer, and then laugh at him. She put him into the fierce furnace, burned him at the stake, while sitting around with her families, drinking intoxicant drinks, and laughing at the burning flesh of God's people. There is no justice whatsoever, as Revelation gives it. She made all the world drink of the wine of her fornication. But the end is coming to such evil doing. America had lived in peace so far as forging war is concerned. She had destroyed other people and their towns and cities. She had leveled them to the ground. She still prepared to do the same with her great stockpiles. She says she had enough bombs and destructive weapons to destroy all human beings on the face of the earth 3 times and still have some left. Of this she boasts. But Allah God has said to me that he will destroy white America and will bring her to her knees in humiliation. The destruction sent to ancient Babylon, recorded in the Bible, is the answer to most of what he has said to me will come upon the now rich America. You see rain, snow, earthquakes, fire, tsunamis. These weapons all belong to God. America, how do you fight an army like this? The 4 mentioned weapons of Allah God cannot be ignored. The whole year had been a year, therefore, of Allah God pleasure America. day and night with storms, rain, flood, killing, and destroying properties. And now the coming winter, hail had been falling in some places, the size of golf balls, baseballs, and footballs. The rain continued to fall in places, and a dreadful snow blizzard is now in the works. A cold wind is blowing in the north to come against America. As it is written, we see in Prophecies in Job 38, 22 and 23. Have you entered into the treasures of the snow? Or have you seen the treasures of the hell, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war? Earthquakes are now again to be recognized touching America lightly, but nevertheless they are here. With all of her wealth and preaching of Christianity, she had not been a good Christian herself. As Jeremiah said, arise, get you up into this wealthy nation that dwells without care, said the Lord, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone. This corresponds to America. She lives situated between the two greatest bodies of the water of the earth, the Atlantic and the Pacific, and she is very careless. She rejoices in her evil and filth as though she is self-protected from the divine hands of God. See, Jeremiah 51, let's go. Jeremiah 50, 31 is prophesied. Behold, I'm against you. Most proud, said the Lord God of hosts. Your days have come. The time that I'll visit you. See, Allah God is visiting America with great destruction, which he has to pour upon this wicked of America. After the mistreatment of the so-called for 400 years, she desired now to deceive them and to cause them to suffer with her, share her doom. Jeremiah 50 verse 6, you see, my people had been lost sheep. The shepherd had caused them to go astray. The white and black preachers of Christianity had turned them away on the mountain. They had gone from the mountains to hill. They have forgotten their resting place, their native people and countries. See, Jeremiah 50, verse 7, all that found them had devoured them. And their adversary says, but fear not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Just this white man had made the so-called Nick as wicked as a person as himself. Now these are the words that he speaks. They are just as evil as we. So therefore Allah God is against them too. The so-called nigger repeat the same. It says the white man is no worse than the so-called nigger. So the white man has opened all of his doors and avenues of temptation to lure the nigger in for total destruction. Again, we have a warning to lead a people with whom God is angry, as the people of ancient Babylon was warned to do. Jeremiah 51:45. My people, go out of her and deliver every man his soul from the furious anger of the Lord. And all of these pledges, destruction and judgment which America is coming on her from Almighty God, Allah. So we see when it comes to all these pledges and destruction and judgment which Allah God is using to destroy the wicked and disobedient from the time of Adam until this day will be brought upon America. Then she will be burned with fire. See, this is the time of trouble that shall bring America into insanity. The dreadful times of America. And see, brothers and sisters, we are tired of this game playing. You know, America would just have to do justice by us, or just let us go. I said, America is in trouble. And I said, God is going to ripe this nation for for the face of this earth. Now listen, because I'm not crazy and I'm not drunk. But how long do you think that America that can do evil and not face the judgment and wrath of God? You see, that this morning about the president morality. Well, how you feel about the president morality? Well, I said what kind of president that we had that was more. You see, from the assassination of William McKinley, the assassination from James, the assassination from John F. Kennedy. See, there was murder in this overall office. See, the killing of kings and rulers. You see, their nation and their governments with heads and outlaws and masters of assassinators. So when, my brothers and sisters, has this overall office ever been a moral place? So, if my words frighten you, then wait till I finish. You see, many of us today, we play with God. You see, we want God to be all loving and merciful. And yes, my brothers and sisters, He loves us all right, but He kills people out of that very same love. So you can put Hitler, Genghis Khan, Taboo Khan, Tamerlane. So you can put them all in the same vote. But notice that they never killed as many people as God. But God kills and destroys people out of His love for righteousness. And He hates us when we refuse to bow down and submit ourselves for His mercy before it's this too late. Now, how many of you have some good parents who had a good mother or a good father warn somebody in the community, warn a loved one, and says, hey now, look, you're doing wrong. Now please change from your behavior. And then all of a sudden, you get that notice in the mail that they was dead. Now at least you can say, I tried all that I can. See, when the young brother sing you that very sad song, he done all that he can. And when tears were flowing down his eyes, he done all that he can to warn you that death has now entered into America. Oh, my brothers and sisters, get a grip. Because what do you think these storms is? And what do you think this rain is? What do you think the violent winds, the violent snow? You see, famine is on its way. And Mickey D's won't be able to give you a burger. And the Bible says you will look at your own fat children Now, the dreadful times of America. America, especially we see North America, have entered into a time that was predicted by Moses and the prophet between him and Jesus. And in the 24th chapter, we see in Matthew, there is a prophecy made by Jesus of the present time of America, without mentioning her name. He referred to the country as the world, because this part of the earth is referred to in many places by the prophet and by Jesus himself as the wilderness. The name America is not yet 500 years old. So the prophet referred to it as the wilderness and a prophecy. It is terrific. I use the word terrible because it's not a thing that can be described as something mild or something that is moving slowly, nor something that can be recognized so easily by the common people. It is clear to all who can see that America has reached a stage about which she has always been warned. She always have wanted to keep it a secret because of her so-called nigger slaves. She never desired for the slave to know too much what was in store for her because of enslaving and mistreating her slaves. She had reared them for the past 400 years. She knows them and she knows how they think and how they react to her teachings, and she knows the fear of her. And she knows the slave, but the slave do not know America, their white slave masters. The great, dreadful, and awful day's doom is now in the doors and windows of America, and of the church, the religion of America. As long as Christianity worked, we see America thought that she was safe because it is one of the most deceiving and upright, misleading religions of the world. Allah God taught me that if carefully examine everything in this religion of Christianity, it's designed to make slaves out of black people. If Christianity was a red rag, wrung out, every drop were right. Slavery for the black man. See, the world knows this now, but the spiritually blind, deaf, dumb American so-called, to whom I'm calling and appealing to reason. I'm calling them to reason with me on this truth and their own starvation that is now true of self and kind, the enemy of self. There will not be an end to the carcasses between black and white America and throughout the world until wrong, evil, murder, deceiving, robbing the poor black man of the earth is destroyed, and righteousness and justice are practiced. This is the day of God Almighty to set up justice and equality throughout the earth. He's to free the black man, the American so-called Nick, from its deceitful, evil, and murderous enemies. America wishes to oppose Allah God in this work of bringing justice and freedom to its one slave. But this is just what Allah God wants. Allah wants America to attack him to get the fight started and to bring his judgment against her with the fullness of his strength and power. America is bringing about her political gloom. Here, the politicians are unable to carve out a future for America. The plan of deceiving the so-called politicians to work against their own freedom, justice, and equality starvation that Allah God has brought to them is making the so-called and high office become the enemy of his own people, freedom, justice, and equality. Such offices are held out as a bribe to get black politicians to work against the spread of the truth of their starvation. They are happy, and their boss knows that they are, to have a place near him in such office, just for the purpose of trying to oppose Allah and his messengers and freeing the poor black man who is in the mud today. This is causing political confusion and complete destruction of a house divided against itself. I'm asking in the name of Allah that the American governments agree on the separation of their one slave and their slave master. Of course, Allah God is significant. If we want a home on this earth, we can call home. We do not want to be slaves anymore to white people. We do not want to be free Uncle Toms for white people. We want to do something for self and go for self. We do not want to be pacified. We do not want to be white man bootlickers. However, America will for blind, deaf, dumb politicians class with the so-called will bring a swift destruction upon the head, along with their doom that is enviable against the enemy. It's not 25 or 20 years in the future, nor 15. Let no one deceive you. It is here at our doors now. The dreadful pledge and confusion of America are beginning to boil. The few making the boil will enact creeds until it boils down to the last of the dread. The present promise of a better future that America is making to the so-called will prove to be false. And all for false promise to the American so-called Negro will be short-lived by both because the time of her doom has approached. America will have to do a marvelous thing of justice, a square deal to turn it back, a fast and show, a tempting a Negro to filth, and evil will not work. It takes justice to work, to postpone the dreadful days of America. America lost a war. Friendship is speeding her doom.